Hey, welcome back to the Lightspeed Social Agency YouTube channel. Want to talk to you today about how to get great clients for your lawn care and landscaping business. And sort of the quote that we're going to be coming back to over and over again is from Seth Godin, one of the kind of best minds in the marketing world that I think is going to really help you wrap your brain around sort of the core concept that I want you to be coming back to here. So that is, people like us do things like this. And that is the mindset that every person has. Everybody's constantly putting themselves into groups, and you can belong to a bunch of different groups all at once. If you are a person who rides a Peloton, you think of yourself as someone who rides a Peloton. And probably what got you to buy a Peloton is thinking of yourself as the kind of person who would do that. People who live in my neighborhood keep their lawn a certain way. People who live in this neighborhood or make the amount of money that I make or whatever have a backyard that looks like this. So you want to be thinking about that kind of idea. The thing that is really, really nice is that one of the most important factors in your lawn care landscaping business is a thing that people raise their hand and tell you without even knowing who you are, and that is what neighborhood they choose to live in, right? Neighborhoods have a particular look. Many have an HOA or something else that is putting rules around how things must look, what things you're allowed to do. And so by giving people a framework to operate in, you're forcing them into certain services, giving them the idea of what they can do. So when they want to direct their energy and their money toward a project, there's certain things they can do. All of these tightly controlled variables that go into where someone lives, usually income levels factoring into that really heavily, choosing to live in an HOA that has the kind of rules that theirs has, all of those sorts of things that go into homeownership, and they create huge audiences of people with very similar means that they're people who, they've chosen to live here. They like the look of the neighborhood. So what I want you to do is just really quickly think about where you have done your most profitable jobs. What street names, what subdivisions do you get excited about when a client calls from that area, right? So I know just from working with so many lawn care and landscaping companies that when I ask for that list of neighborhood targets, I can usually get that from someone within 15 minutes of a phone call because they know it right off the top of their head. They know where they want to work. They know the kinds of places where their best clients live. And so that is the best thing you can do. So you want to double down on those areas, right? So go look in your CRM, your Excel spreadsheet, whatever you've got, pull some of the clients who live in that neighborhood that you're excited about and try to get an idea of who they are, right? Look them up on LinkedIn. We're going to do a little bit of internet sleuthing here is what we'll call it. Look on LinkedIn and see, where do they work? If you have a few clients in a given neighborhood, look up all of them. Try to find their Instagram, their Facebook. See the things where they're posting from. If they are going to various nice restaurants in the area, that might tell you that, hey, a gift card might be a good incentive here. So the more you can know about these ideal customers, the better you're going to be able to reach them in a way that they care about. So then the next thing I would tell you is once you know these people from doing a little bit of internet sleuthing on some good clients, then what I want you to do is think about someone in your life, hopefully that you know pretty well, who is similar, right? Even if they don't necessarily live in the same place, just think about somebody you know who is similar. And what you're going to do, this is called building a persona, right? You're going to write all of your sales copy that is going out to the clients that live in these nice neighborhoods. You're going to write all of that as though you are talking to this person that you know really well. Let's call him Bob. So you're going to write all of your sales emails that go out to every client with their quote. You're going to write that like you're explaining it to Bob. You can even, if this is a person you know well in real life, you can run promotions past them and tell them hey, do you like this? You don't need to necessarily listen to how they tell you to fix it, because a lot of times people can identify something that looks wrong to them, and they're the expert on who they are, but they're not the expert on what your marketing should look like. So, but you can run things past them. Just, hey, does this pass the sniff test for you? Does this look like something you would care about? And I have a friend that I bounce things off of because I think that he is an ideal candidate for a lot of lawn care companies. He's an ideal customer for them. But, sometimes he gives feedback about what we should do to make it appeal to him more. And I don't know that that is always great stuff. So just keep that in mind. But once you've got this persona, you can really focus. And a lot of bigger businesses or businesses with pretty different, like your ideal maintenance client for mow, blow, and go sort of services might be different from your ideal client for a huge landscaping project, right? The umbrella might be wider for, lower cost, lower margin services, but then it might be very dialed in. It might be you do big landscape projects in 3 high-end neighborhoods, and that persona, the decision maker there is Diane, and Diane has very specific tastes and a specific price point that she's going to come in at. So this is a marketing tactic that really informs a lot of what you're doing in your business. So I would really challenge you to sit down and work on this and figure it out. And then the next strategy, and this is something we talk about on here all the time, is once you've got these personas figured out, you know where these people live, right? You know their neighborhoods. So now you need to target those neighborhoods. And for maintenance guys, this is increasing your route density, which makes every job on the route more profitable, which is excellent for you. It means you're, going after those ideal clients all in one area. It makes the whole business run better. For landscaping guys, where routing is less important, what you do know is this neighborhood can afford the kinds of projects that are good for our business, right? That let us continue to pay our guys top dollar, all of that sort of thing that makes the business run smoother from that side. So you can, we have a video you can watch that is all about how to set up that targeting for Facebook and Instagram ads. You can door knock in the neighborhood, maybe when you're already working on another project. Go over to let the neighbors know, hey, if you hear anything, this is a great way to do this, by the way. If you're working on a landscaping project, a great way to get in front of the neighbors and soft sell them is to go to the surrounding houses and let them know, hey, we are working on a project over here, and I wanted to come by and give you my card so that if you're ever hearing noise at an inopportune time, I want you to be able to give me a call and have me let you know, hey, we're only going to be making noise for this much longer, or if we need to stop right away. Kind of come with an attitude that is, I'm here to help you. I'm giving you some value. If what we're doing is disrupting your life, we'd love for you to tell us so that we can try to fix that. But what you're doing is, hey, I'm the kind of person that does this project at your neighbor's house, and here's my card, right? So there's 2 ways that interaction can go. You can do a value first option where you're telling them, hey, if there's a problem, let me know. Or you can do hey, I'm working on your neighbor's house and I'd like to work on yours too, in a way that's very salesy. I would try to go some version of that value first route. Nextdoor is fantastic for finding clients, especially if you can dedicate some time to organically participating in the platform, right? So you want to be on there answering people's questions, pointing them to, if they've got a question about what's wrong with their lawn or what's wrong with some plants, you want to point them to an outside resource maybe that tells them a little bit more about whatever's wrong with the plant. But just be a really helpful person, and people will start to tag you in questions as they come up because you've demonstrated that you are helpful. When people need things done, people who have had you do work for them are going to chime in and tag you. So really great opportunity to be somewhere that is largely, videos from people's Ring doorbell cameras and people asking for help with home services, right? So great place to be that is very close to helping you find those ideal customers for your business. You can recreate some of the targeting we're talking about here in Google AdWords. It's a little more complicated, even if your budget is not crazy high, hiring that out, just because it is a little more challenging to work with, and Google will absolutely take your money very, very quickly. It is, if Facebook and Instagram are sitting down to play, a friendly game of poker at the at the dining room table for quarters or whatever. AdWords is a little more like rolling up to Vegas with your life savings and putting it all on black. You can spend a lot of money really quickly. So what I would recommend is getting your income targeting dialed in, zip code targeting at the place you want to kind of hopefully get you in front of the right neighborhoods within a given area. It's just the targeting on Facebook and Instagram is a lot more just amenable to what we are trying to do. All of that to say, figure out these personas for your clients, figure out who your ideal client is, get that list of 5 to 10 neighborhoods and what services you think are like perfect for them, and get in front of those people doing those services, right? Look at our other branding content. Make sure to subscribe. This is the kind of content we'll be putting out over the next few months leading into spring, helping you get your mind right, get the right mindset going into the big selling season so that you can put the rest of your year where you need it to be to grow, to provide for your family, to provide for your employees and their families. So stick around if that is the kind of thing that will be helpful to you. You can click the bell for notifications. We try to publish every Friday. We'll be getting a podcast started soon. Cannot wait to share all of that with you. I will see you next week.